You know, it takes a lot of maturity for someone to be able to publicly admit when they were wrong. Which means I'm way more mature than I thought I was, because I'm ready to admit that I was wrong about the Game Changer Audio Bigsby pedal. When these were first announced, I had the criticism that I think a lot of people might have had, in that I don't think we need a great big pedal with a physical representation of a Bigsby on it to replicate the smooth, subtle, musical bends of a physical Bigsby vibrato that you would find on a guitar. And also, our hands and our wrists when we're manipulating a Bigsby, a wiggle stick, a vibrato bar, a whammy bar, whatever you want to call it, is so much more nimble. We can do all these little jiggles and wiggles and things like that, and there's no way you're going to be able to replicate that using your foot on one of these. That criticism in itself is not wrong, but what I didn't consider is that the people over at Game Changer Audio are geniuses, and they're nitpickers, and they don't stop. They truly have the desire to change the game and come out with products unlike anything else you've ever experienced. And this is no different. They have crammed so much into this. And I also have to say, with all the other things that it does in mind, before you even know about them, because I haven't told you about them yet, this system is incredibly physically satisfying. Interacting with this with your foot, the tension of it, the physical feel of it, yeah, it's a musical experience. A lot of times I struggle with expression pedals like, you know, your Digitech whammies and other expression pedals hooked up to pitch modulators and things like that, where it just, you know, it doesn't feel terribly musical to me. It doesn't have the push and pull of manipulating a physical instrument, a stringed instrument with a wiggle stick and, you know, pitch bends and things like that. This gives you a very satisfying physical interaction with a pedal that is giving you more tension as you go, as you are pitch shifting and bending and things like that. I'm very impressed with this as a physical musical object. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it does so much more. So let's talk about the other things that it does. This is, even if you don't want something that simulates a Bigsby or a pitch bender or something like that, this is an amazing manual chorus. You can blend that pitch vibrato, that pitch bending against your clean signal, against your dry signal, and have just so many fun moments chorusing. And also, you can set a rate up here with this knob, which allows you to have an automatic kind of pitch bending that goes along with your pitch bending here, and you blend that in to your dry signal. This is an incredible chorus pedal. That is being mislabeled as a Bigsby pedal. This is an incredible chorus pedal. Also, it's an expression pedal. It has an extra jack out here, and you can use it to control expression features on completely different pedals. So you're pitch bending here, you're racking time on a delay, you're racking the speed on a tremolo, things like that. There's a lot of fun opportunities here. So anyways, let's plug it in and check it out, and I'll show you how it sounds and all its features that I'm aware of. I'm gonna start out using my Gretsch Electromatic Baritone because it has an actual Bigsby on here, and I thought it would be a fun point of comparison just to show, starting out, how close this can sound to the real deal. And then I'll move to a different guitar that doesn't have a wiggle stick on it, and also to give you, the sounds of a regular scale guitar versus a baritone guitar. Also, I'll be running through the Two Prince's rig. That's enough of that. You've been bad boys and girls. You didn't earn more than that. Do better if you want more Two Prince's. Here is my dry signal. Now let's do a comparison. Here's that big open E chord again. And here is the Bigsby pedal. It does the subtle bend thing really nicely. a great job of matching that detuned tonality. There's actually a detuning adjustment setting in here, so you can adjust whether or not it's going to do a full polyphonic bend of your entire chord, or if it's going to introduce that detuning to simulate the actual physical detuning that happens when you use a real Bigsby. It sounds really close. Not bad at all. But let's switch guitars and start getting into all the other weird things it can do. Also, I don't want to play the baritone too long clean because I know a lot of you are listening through phone speakers, and the low frequencies often don't make it through, do they? You want to hear a regular guitar. Here is my Harmony Silhouette. It's got 2 mini buckers in it. I'm going to be on the neck pickup for now. Let's max out the depth here, and I'll start guiding you guys through the knobs and the controls. So obviously the depth controls the range of the effect. Want to go a full octave down? You got it. It's hard to do this with your hand. This is a foot controller. I'm going to put it on the floor eventually in this video. There is a switch on the back which allows you to change from going low with this to going high. So now you're getting into whammy effects. You can push forward on it as well to get the reverse, which is very physically difficult to do with your hand. I'm going to switch it back to the low octave setting. Then we've got the blend control, which allows you to dial in those chorusing sounds I was talking about. Yeah. And then the rate control, you can see it flashes with the speed. Get it all the way fast. That's a fun sound. So yeah, you can't use your foot to do nimble little hand wobbles, but you can do this. You can't move that fast with your hand. There's no way. Let's blend it again for that chorusing. That's a spooky sound. Let's get into the secondary functions here. You see everything turns red. Actually, I want to turn down that rate for these functions. Depth here in red mode controls the depth of the toe position. So we've been adjusting the depth of the heel position. I can't really do much with my hand here, but I want to make that more subtle. I basically turned it off there. And then the blend control in red mode controls the tone of the wet sound. It's a subtle difference, but it's nice to have that control. Just leave it in the middle there. And then the rate control in red mode controls the detune amount that I was talking about earlier. Let's turn that all the way up. And then all the way off. So there's like a perfect poly shifting sort of sound. You can hear every note ringing out perfectly. You turn that up and it gets detuned, which may be more or less musical depending on your opinions. I kind of like it somewhere in the middle. All right, we'll move back to here. Let's try using this as an expression pedal now. I've got the Chase Bliss Audio Gravitas here to demonstrate its expression pedal capabilities, which I think is a perfect way to demonstrate this because it's going to chop up that signal. Oh, that's fun. You have to admit, that gets your creative juices going. You're thinking of things that you could do right now. You've got some pedal with an expression control, and you're like, man, that'd be fun to pair it with the Bigsby pedal. Let's try it with a delay. I've got my Boss DM2W here that has rate control as an expression jack. Now, this is going to be interesting because we're going to get pitch modulation from the Bigsby and from the time being racked. Let's try reversing it. Oh yeah. And that's what it sounds like when I sell you a pedal. That's the sound of pedals going into carts all over the internet. At least 2 or 3 of you, maybe. Right? So anyways, now I'm gonna completely change my set. I'm gonna get this on the floor and set up lights and cameras so that you can see me and hear me actually manipulate it with my foot now that I've gone through all the nitty-gritty with the controls. You wanna hear it and see it used the way it's intended. I've put together a bit of a ridiculous pedal board here to show off manipulating the Bigsby with my foot. It's all built around the Bigsby. This is a pedal board for the sake of the Bigsby. At the front of the chain, I've got the Game Changer Audio Plasma pedal, which is a fuzz pedal that shoots lightning. Then I've got the Dark World reverb in the loop of the Game Changer Audio Plus pedal, which is a sustain pedal. I press that down and it'll sustain a note or a chord indefinitely until I release it. Then of course the Bigsby pedal running into the Wazacraft DM-2W connected with the expression control there. Then going into the Melkman f-stop for some reverb and tremolo so I can make some surfy sounds here and experiment with some little dips to see if I can actually replace a Bigsby or a trem on a guitar for surfy purposes. So anyways, here is my dry signal. I've got the Bigsby set up to give me a dive down to D from E. So full step. Let's try it with some reverb on. It's pretty surfy. I mean, I can't do that shaky thing that I was talking about. For gentle little dives, it does it. Of course, with practice, I could get better at it too. See how it affects that delay right now. You know, I like that. Let's turn on the fuzz and get into some extreme settings. forcing it. That's fun because the pitch modulation of the Bigsby pedal is going counter of the pitch modulation of the delay pedal. So the Bigsby pedal is going higher while the delay is going lower, and they're like clashing and mixing, and you're getting this really wild sound out of it. That's just fun. I've got it dialed in a little bit too extreme to do a surf bend right there. Just a light touch. Let's experiment with the chorusing sounds, and then I'll mess with the rate again. Ooh. I'm going to pull back the depth a bit to make that chorusing a bit more subtle. mess with the rate now for that more like automated chorus sound. With just a gentle touch, you can go from completely unaffected to a light chorus to a heavy, wacky, like pitch vibrato. And everything in between. It's an incredibly like satisfying and expressive control. There's the intro for you. I'm gonna try to imitate a little surfy, fluttery wiggle with that rate knob up pretty high and the depth really low and the blend all the way wet. Not quite. But it does sound really good and it sounds really fun. I think there's a lot of usability in the more subtle settings. fun and chaos in the less subtle sounds. I'm gonna have a little fun with the plus pedal now. I set out to have fun and then I did it. This video is a great success. What a great pedal though. I want to take it off the board and hold it. Obviously, I was getting pretty wacky messing around with the Bigsby pedal. I was trying to do some subtle stuff here and there to show off that, yeah, you can be subtle and musical with it, but that's not how I like to play. I like to get weird and wonderful and wild and scary and spooky, and this enables a lot of that. This will take me in some dangerous directions as far as my own music making mentality goes. And I think that's really like the best thing you could say about any music instrument product is that it is allowing you to explore areas that maybe you shouldn't, but you want to. You want to get in trouble. You want to have fun making wild sounds. This is something that is going to enable that if you play in that style, if you play in that direction, if you are curious and adventurous like I am, or at least maybe sometimes I am, maybe I'm not all the time, maybe I play it too safe sometimes, but I don't know. I've been having a great time playing with this. I think it's a really impressive piece of equipment, really well designed, solid design here. Everything feels extremely robust, lots of features to mess around with. I can see myself not even using this as a Bigsby style effect, but using it as a manual chorus. Oh man, that is a great sounding chorus. Really fun, expressive options there. You can dial everything in to be as subtle and as wacky as you want with the knobs up here. And by the way, if you dial in a special setting and you want to make sure it never gets messed with, you can actually lock that setting in by holding down the little button here and then flicking the invert switch, and that'll save a preset for you. So no matter what happens, moving it, going to the gig and things like that, or moving it around while you're storing it, you're not gonna lose your special setting that you spent so long dialing in. Another, just super smart feature. And I didn't even get into the MIDI stuff. I'm sure you can go crazy with MIDI stuff. Using this as a controller or saving presets and things like that. I'm sure the sky is the limit. I'm sure it's all in the manual, but I don't do MIDI stuff. So like I said earlier, go watch a different video if you need nitty-gritty MIDI info, because I don't have it. All right, thanks for watching. Huge thanks to Game Changer Audio for sending this out to me. It changed my mind. I was wrong. I thought I had this thing figured out, but honestly, it took maybe 2 or 3 minutes for me to realize, oh, there's a lot more to this than just trying to be a Bigsby in a pedal. This is a very fun, creative tool. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked, and stay grounded. Bye, everybody.